You're listening to Write the Book Now interview and podcast show with host and creator Dr. Sharon H. Porter.
So Write the Book Now guest is Maureen Lomo. Maureen, also known as M11, is a former diplomat turned novelist who left federal service to pursue a career of creative service. She writes heart-provoking fiction, entertaining and engaging stories with impact. Her first novel, 10th Year in the Sun, debuted in July 2017. Maureen was born in Ghana and grew up in Louisiana, Georgia, and Texas. She currently lives in Austin, Texas, where she enjoys a great cup of coffee, the outdoors, and spending time with family and friends. And now, our interview with Maureen Lomo. Thank you for joining us today. This is Dr. Sharon, host and creator of the Write the Book Now interview and podcast show. I am joined today by a wonderful author. I know her by Maureen, but she goes by author M.L. Wonder. M.L. Wonder, welcome to the Write the Book Now interview and podcast show.
Thank you so much, Sharon. It is my pleasure to be here with you and your audience. It is indeed an honor.
Yes, so M.L. Wonder is the author of 10th Year in the Sun, and we will get into the book very shortly, but before we get started, we've heard this wonderful bio. Can you tell the listeners who M.L. Wonder really is?
Yes, I can. Well, I am new to the world of literary fiction. I started off as a diplomat overseas, so I say that I'm a diplomat turned novelist, a former diplomat turned novelist, and I worked for the U.S. government as an HR professional. And I was overseas a lot in new environments, running HR departments, and in those environments, I did not know many people. It was all new to me. I didn't have connection like I did in the U.S. I was away from my close family and friends, and it was women who I met who inspired me and who I hope inspired them, who took me under their wings and close friendships formed. And it was the friendships that formed, how these connections, how sisterhood changed my life, which inspired me to write the novel 10th Year in the Sun.
Oh, this is awesome. Thank you so much. And really with 10th Year in the Sun, and I thank you for the inspiration of that. This really, this is a healthy book. Like lots and lots of chapters. That's awesome. So Can you give us a brief summary of the book, maybe outlining who the characters are in the book? Can you just give us a brief background of 10th Year in the Sun?
Yes, I can. Well, 10th Year in the Sun is a novel about a diverse sisterhood, a multicultural sisterhood. There are four main characters in 10th Year of the Sun. The main character is West African. The other characters are from different parts of the world. One is of East African heritage, one is of Latin American heritage, and the other one is Black American. They all come together, become new friends, and after a wild girls trip, they have a great time, and that the night of the girls trip, when they return back, they decided that they have bonded so much that they want to ensure that their friendship keeps on going. So they make the promise to reunite 10 years from the date of their promise, no matter where they are in life, wherever Adoma, the main character's finger, lands on the globe. And she closes her eyes, she spins the globe. Luckily, that globe did not land in Siberia, and it landed in the Seychelles.
Oh, wow.
It's about their life and the way that they evolve as women in that 10-year span from the promise to reunite to the actual reunion.
Wow, that's exciting. And as I always ask my guests, what made you write the book now? What made you say, I know the inspiration. What made you say, I'm going to write this now, this wonderful book of fiction?
Well, I have to tell you, I have to be honest, I'm a vivid dreamer. So the morning after I had a very vivid dream, I was just inspired with the concept of the novel, and I wrote down the first few pages on my own girls trip with my friends. We're cuddled in the bed, and I'm reading them the first few pages that I had, and they loved it. And so they encouraged me to continue on and finish the book. And once I had that in me, it's hard. When you've got a book inside of you, it is so hard to ignore that feeling. So the words just had to come, and I had to finish the book. I had the foresight to know that, you know, although I could write a few pages, I wasn't trained as a writer, that there, you know, with everything, there's a skill set. You can have natural talent, but then there's also skills that you need. So I got help. And so I got help from a coach, to be honest. And with the coach and me being consistent and disciplined, I finished the novel in about 6 months, and then the editing process, which I had no idea about, that took about another 3 months. And that's how I wrote the book. And also, I forgot something very important. I felt so strongly about the message and about getting this book out that I decided to pursue it full time, and I left my former career and just went ahead and took that leap of faith.
Wow, that's really deep. Oh, my goodness. I love it. Oh, my God. So I'm just going to pick a few chapters here, and I want you to just go because, first of all, we're not going to give too much of the book away because we want them to go out and buy it. But I would love that. Yes, of course. So I'm just going to pick a few chapters, and I want you to give us the highlight from these. I'm telling you, this book is so many chapters. I love it. You get your money's worth. I love that. Let's start with Let the Good Times Roll. Tell us a little bit about that chapter.
Okay, I'm trying to think of how to say a little bit about it without giving
it away.
Right. Well, obviously, by the title of that chapter, they are in New Orleans. So the Wild Girls trip that I mentioned in the beginning of the call was they took a trip to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. So that's when they're having a good time all together. A little bit more about the past comes out while they're having beignets in Café Du Monde, and they walk the streets of Bourbon Street and meet different unique characters while bonding. Did I say enough?
Yes, I love it.
And that chapter, that chapter concludes part one. See, the novel has 3 parts, and in my mind, the 3 parts are like the 3 stages of life for one of the main characters. So part 1 is more like how she is in her mid-20s, and then part 2 is when she's kind of, you know, wondering about life. And then part 3 is when they all get together again and the reunion happens, and it just shows a lot of maturity. So you can see through the evolution of the book how even I evolved as a writer and how the characters evolve through that aging.
Oh, I love that. Oh, my goodness. And, you know, it has a similar feel to it as the recently released, and I say that recently because your book has been published already, but that feel to Girls Trip, the recent release of the movie Girls Trip, you know, that has that feel to it, which is exciting, you know, these women bonding on this girls trip. So let's look at another chapter.
Okay.
I'm telling you, you get really engrossed with the characters and the stories. They're so exciting. Okay, let's go with Sharing in Happiness.
Oh, yeah. I just got chills thinking about that chapter. Obviously, the book is about sisterhood, the importance of sisterhood in our lives. And Sharing in Happiness is a chapter where they're all in a good place in life. And the main character just says that, you know, the one thing that's better than being happy yourself is when your friends can share in the happiness with you. So that's what that chapter is about. And that should be a quote.
Nice. Yes, I love it. Exactly, because I love it. And, you know, one of the exciting things that I do see is that 20% of the proceeds from the sale of your book is donated to Malaria No More. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. What's even better for me that I have the opportunity to express my creativity is that I can express it and also help at the same time. And malaria is one of the causes that's been near and dear to my heart for a long time. It is a disease that is caused by a mosquito. Basically, people die because they were bit by a mosquito. This disease is preventable and curable, yet it kills a child every 2 minutes. And I just can't wrap my head around that. It actually makes me emotional that it does this, it's preventable and curable, yet it kills, and then there's no outrage about it. So I thought it was very important that I bring attention through my art to causes that are important and also give back at the same time.
Oh, wow. That is just phenomenal. Wow.
Thank you.
Okay. So let's look at another chapter. Bye-bye, baby doll.
Oh, you're picking a deep one.
Yes.
Oh, gosh. Wow. That one it's kind of heavy. One of the characters in my novel is from East Africa, and she undergoes a procedure that affects many young girls around the world. And it's, for short, FGM. Well, I don't want to give it away, but basically that chapter has her recalling what happened to her as a child. And Bye Bye Baby Doll is when her doll dropped out of her hands as she was about to have a ceremonious event happen to her. Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, that's another issue that I wanted to bring attention to, but I didn't partner with a charity because I didn't want it to seem like I was exploiting that issue for sales, but that's also an important issue for me as well. I shouldn't say, but I never called attention to the fact that I touch on that issue as well. And even though that's quite heavy, the book, it's it's a fun book, it's a mature book, it's inspirational, and it has a good storyline. And these events, I weave them in so, I guess, smoothly that they don't overpower the entire book. But I did want to bring attention to certain things that a lot of people just don't ever think about. But
I love that.
Issues that I've been exposed to, though.
Wow. So let's talk about your favorite chapter. Do you have a favorite chapter of the book?
Wow, Daybreak. That's my favorite chapter. Yeah, because by the title, you can tell that I love the symbolism of the sun. And Daybreak is the chapter that it basically explains the cover of the book, which is the 4 women raising their hands in victory, facing the sun. And Daybreak is just a reminder that no matter what happens, we can always rely on certain things in life. One, that there's always a spring after the winter, and one, that there's always morning after the night, So it's just about the consistency of the good things in life.
Very good. So where can our listeners buy this book? Where can they connect with you and reach out to you on social media?
Yes, I'm on Facebook under the title of the novel, 10th Year in the Sun. Please come like the page and join the community. And I have a new Instagram account under my pen name, ML Wonder, and I'm under Twitter. I'm in Twitter as ML Wonder as well. And they can find the book for now on Amazon. I will be working on getting it in local bookshops in Austin this week, and then reaching out to other bookshops nationwide later on. It's only me for now, so there's only so much I can do, but I'm working hard.
Exactly.
I would love to get it in DMV next. Yes.
Oh, awesome. Yes, definitely. So what is the message that you would like to leave with those individuals who will read 10th Year in the Sun?
Well, I think the biggest theme of the novel is the importance of sisterhood in our lives, how we as women nurture each other, help each other grow and move forward in life, and also to the recommitment aspect of sisterhood, that no matter where you are, there are certain people, true friendship spans distance and time. So there's certain people that you will always be connected to, but you have to nurture those commitments. And maybe, your listeners may have to do something like what my characters did, make a promise that no matter what happens in life, 5 years from this date, we're going to meet in such and such place and recommit to those friendships. And that's the biggest thing that I would love the listeners to take away from the novel, but also that, no matter where you are, now there's always growth. The main character grows, all of the characters grow in their own way, and nothing is a bad place to begin. It's not where you're from, it's where you're at.
I love it. I tell you, this has been such a pleasure to have you on the show today. And listeners, please reach out to ML Wonder. All of her contact information will be in the show notes. So if you didn't get it from this episode, you can definitely look under the show notes and you will find it there. ML Wonder, it has been a pleasure. I would like to say thank you so much for sharing your time and your work of 10th Year in the Sun with the listeners today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sharon. It's been a pleasure.
This is Dr. Sharon, host of the Write the Book Now interview and podcast show. You can follow Write the Book Now on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Write the Book Now. And as always, please don't wait. Write the book now.
Thank you for joining another episode of Write the Book Now. If you are contemplating writing a book, don't wait. Write the book now with Dr. Sharon. Contact her at info@writethebooknow.com. Also, take a moment to follow us on social media at Write the Book Now.